Recording in progress.
Okay, so in the last session, refer cursors we discussed in the last class. Okay. Okay, but here only one table data accessing we did in the last session. Okay, na? And now we will see how we can access data from multiple tables, and the technique will be supporting by your weak refer cursor will support it with multiple tables. Okay, right. So now we can see the program first of all. The first I need to declare. Okay, so C1 is my sys underscore ref. What is this? Cursor. Later, the two variables I'm creating is called a general variables. First variable I'm using to fetching the data from employee table. And second one, we called as what now? Department table. Okay, row type. Then after that, one more variable I'm creating here. That variable is called as v underscore DEPT number. And v underscore DEPT number, it is one of the number data type. And here I will assign that number how I want to take means dynamically I want to take. So then I'm using v underscore department number. Okay, na? These are the required variables I declared. Then after we need to do open. After open, now you can see that's called a begin. In execution block, I'm going to using some conditions because here we need to access your multiple tables data. As per your request, the data will take either EMP or DPT. So how I want to take your condition, for example, v underscore department number is equals to 10. Then what I want to do in this case, okay, I need to open C1. So under if condition, I'm writing if department number is equals to v department number is equals to 10, then open C1. For the query I'm writing, select star from EMP where DEPT number is equals to 10. Okay, na? So if user entered department number, see here I'm entered. It's called a dynamic. Dynamic means this value entered by user at which level? Runtime level. Okay, right. So now after open, then what it was happened, this entire data will be saved under C1 memory if your condition will be true. Then next, department numbers data will save into C1. And those values I need to fetch. The fetching purpose, which loop I'm using? Come on, simple loop. Now I'm using what now? Fetch C1 into where I want to save. Here I. Here I. Fetch C1 into I. And after fetching, then what we want to do? Exit. When I want to exit, when C1 percentile data not found. C1 percent data not found, then you can go to exit. If it is found, what we want to do? DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line of, here, suppose I dot emp number, next, comma, I dot ename, next, comma, I dot department number, for example. Okay, na? Right. And close. Then after, what we want to do here, end my loop. End my loop. Okay, the first table data fetching is over. Then next one is called as what now? I'm using else if. Okay, else if. In else if, again, I'm going to writing one condition where department number is equals to suppose 20. Suppose that means user entered any value at runtime level, either 10 or 20 or 30 is wish. But here, first, if user entered department number is equals to 10, then the data fetching from which table? EMP. Suppose in case, if you want to enter 20, then I need to open again C1 for what I'm taking. Select star from DEPT where DEPT number is equals to 20. Okay, now. Then after, as usual, again, you have to follow the loop and fetch your C1. And this data I'm storing under J. Got it my point now? Yes. So J. Then same as usual. If data is not found, exit. When we want exit, when data is not found in my cursor. Okay. Then after, what is now? DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line of here what I want to say, J dot department number concatenation comma concatenation J dot department name concatenation comma concatenation J dot LOC. Okay. And finally, here also, I need to end my loop. Is it clear? Yes. So after ending these loops, so this is internal loop of fetch statement I closed here closed here. Then after, what is the next I have to do? Open. Open I have to close now? Yes. After open, what next I want to close here? If. So if I need to close, how to close if? End if. After end if, what next we have to close? Begin. So now begin have to go. So end begin. Okay. Let me try this to execute now. It was asking, suppose if I send 10, the 10 will be comparing with this condition. The condition true? Yes, true means which data will fetch? EMP. Let me see. Let me see. We got it. Okay. What we're missing? Server output is on and set verify is off. Now I can go to enter department number. Suppose you enter 10, then the 10th department employees data, we got it. Suppose if I enter 20, so 20 means what it was happening, else if condition, first this condition is checking, but condition is false. False means where it was come, else if condition. So condition true, then which data? Department data will be fetching now. So now I'm going to execute the department data 20, research and Dallas. Suppose, sir, if I entered 30, but here 10 checking false, 20 checking false. But are you using any else if condition again? No. So that's what happened. If this 10 will be just normally taking and execute, but there is no return value. Understand now? This is multiple table data can be accessed. Right below. Right now. Okay, completed. Now, so this is weak refer cursor, but strong refer cursors will not support it. But don't write, just observe. Suppose the same program, if I'm taking as a strong refer cursors to access multiple table. Okay, now observe what it was happening. Strong refer cursors, first what we want to do, we need to create our own data type first you can create, and with the help of the data type, you can declare your strong refer cursor variable. Okay, right. And then after, as usual, the remaining things. Okay, right. So into this only, I'm using what now? Type name, UD underscore ref cursor. Okay, is ref cursor return type. Suppose here I'm going to give it any type here, percentile, row type, or something I was given here. Okay, now, right. And here my data type I want to change UD. But remaining all are same as it is. So you don't want to change any code here. Okay, fine. But what it was happen, you can see, I'm going to execute this. So type name, user defined data type is complete. Now we can go to observe here to execute this one. So now and give it your 10. Then what it was happen, you can see it was showing error. What is error here? Wrong number of values into list of fetch statements. So that means here, actually, how many values I can fetch? Only one value. But here, two values it will be considered. EMP is also considered as a one value. DEPT is also one value. So that means whatever you're sending the 10 value, are you sending only one particular table? Okay. But here your cursors will be returning two values. Okay, now? So you are sending one table data, but your cursor is declared two tables. So wrong number of values, not matching. Okay, na? So your number of tables, 2. Passing value, 1 table. So it is never allowed. So that's why strong refer cursors cannot support to access, okay, multiple table data at a time. It was only for single table. Okay, na? So these are the cursors, explicit and okay, implicit and dynamic. And this program not necessary. Okay, if you want it in the main document, I send it. Okay, now, right. And the next one, take one more. Exception handlings. Okay, and of course, you people have good awareness on exception handling. Okay, it is a very common topic almost in every programming language. So generally, here the two questions will come to here. Okay, the first question is, so what is an exception? What is an exception is one question will come to us. Second question will come here. What is, okay, an exception handling? Okay, now what is an exception handling? So these are the two questions. And we all of you know, exception means which type of error? Runtime error, because error means there are so many errors are there. Okay, now syntactical errors are there. compilation errors are there and runtime errors are there. So that's why don't say exception means say error. If you say exception means error, means again they're asking next question, which type of error? So it's a lot of prolong. That's why exception is nothing but simply say runtime error. Okay, then shortcut and gunshot answer. Okay, right. So exception is nothing but runtime error or execution error also we can say. What do you say? It is a runtime error. It is a runtime error, or else here we called as what now? Execution error. Okay, na? So now, okay, fine. But sir, exception, okay, sir, we understand. But what is exception handling? Any idea? Exception handling. Java, in Java, not completed, huh? Anybody completed, huh? Don't worry, I'm not asking any question. Anybody completed, huh? No, huh? So now see, listen. Exception handlings are nothing but to avoiding abnormal termination of a program execution process. Which type of situation I want to avoid? Abnormal terminations. Abnormal means what, sir? It means that unexpectedly my program execution will be stopped. That is called a abnormal. So simply I can say, for example, are you writing some examinations, your semester or something? Few subjects are very favorite to us. Few subjects are very tough to us. So what our feeling? Hey, my favorite subject so and so X. In that I will get a 90 score. And what is a tough subject that you will get a maybe that is a backlog. Okay, na? But when result came, what it was happening? It was reverse. Tough subject you passed, your favorite subject as a backlog. This is expected or not expected? That is called abnormal. Which is you didn't expect, which is we are not expected, what it was happen. If suddenly that was happened, then human being will get a shock. That is called a abnormals we called. Normal means what now? Expected. Abnormal means what now? Unexpected. So same as a programmer, any programmer, Java, .NET, whatever it is, as a programmer, every programmer, their positiveness is what now? Whatever I written my code is 100 to 100% is correct. Yes or no? That is a programmer confident. And of course, definitely you need that kind of a positiveness. Okay, na? Whatever I written 5 lines of code, this code 100 to 100% is correct. That is our programmer positiveness. Okay, na? Programmer positiveness. Okay, sir, fine. But when we will be confirmed my program is right or wrong means once you can go compilation. Next, execution. Okay, na? Okay. My program is going to start. I written some program. I feel like this is correct. My code is correct. My coding is correct. So that is until unless before going to execution or before going to compilation. Okay, now I started to execute this program. And of course, first it will be compiled. So compilation is done. One by one, line by line, compilation done. Compilation success. You never get any compilation error. What next it will do? Executing. Now executing also almost every programming language is supported. Which type of execution? Line by line execution. Yes or no? Java, .NET, Python, anything. Line by line, code compilation and execution. Okay, sir, execution is started. Generally, execution started from which method? Main method. Without main, can you run your program? No. So main method started. Okay, sir, main method execution started. And main method after come to class code. Class code, what happened? Line by line. First line, okay. Then come to second line, executed. Third line also executed. Fourth line also executed. Fifth line also executed. Then finally, it will give some result. So that means whatever the program is written, how many lines of code are you written? That each and every line successfully compiled and executed, then you will get a final result. So suppose my program will be like this, then I don't bother about my program. I got my output. I'm very happy. But as a human beings, every program, can you write like this? Huh? No. Even those 15, 20 years of IT industry experience people also, some requirements we can't manually or we can't logically implement. We can't implement. Okay, na? Even though anybody, because we are not a god, everything I know. Okay, na? So now, what it was happen? Okay, if your program successfully compile and execute, I don't bother about this program. I got an output. Okay, but every program I'm going to writing like this means that is overconfident. Yes or no? We can't give like that. So, okay. Suppose one more program I written. One more program I written. This program is also as my positiveness, everything is a writer. Again, I go to started my compilation and execution. So execution started from main method, executed. Come back to your line or class code. So first line execute, second line execute, but when come to third line, exactly on third line statement, what your system will do, it will be stop. What it will be stopping? Your execution process will be stopping. At which line? Third line, it will be stopped. But as a programmer, this is, I expected a? No. This is our expected. We are not a god here. Expected. Future expected means why are you sitting here? No need to sit in the classroom. If future expected. Take one Baba temple. Create one Baba temple and go. So many money will come to you. So no need है सर. सर या क्या है सर, जाकर बैंक में चला के पूरा लेके आ जाऊंगा, लूट करके आ जाऊंगा और क्या करेंगे सर? So right. So future we can't expect. That's why what I feel everything is correct. But when go to line by line execution, at third line, unexpectedly, my program execution was stopping here. The stopping means what now? My execution process was killed by your system. Okay, na? So when my execution will be stopped on the third line, then what it was happen? My execution will not move into forward, na? It doesn't go to next line, na? So that means fourth line, fifth line, not executed. Fourth line, fifth line, not executed means you never get a result. Yes or no? When we will get a result from the top to bottom, complete code will be successfully compiled and execute, then only output will result. Output will be written. But half of the code is executed, remaining half of the code is not executed. Yes or no? First line, second line executed. But fourth line, fifth line, not executed. Then you will get a output? No. So then this kind of situation is called a abnormal, which is not expected by programmer, on which line your execution will be stopped by system. That is, as a programmer, I can't expect. So which I can't expected, that is happened. Okay, na? And this is called a abnormal. Abnormal termination. Termination means what now? Program will be stopping, breaking. Your execution flow will be break it. Yes or no? Execution flow, break it. So termination. Termination, abnormal termination of the programming execution process. Okay, which one is abnormal? Which one is terminated? Execution process. execution process will be terminated. Okay, na? In the half of the code, it is terminated. So then what happened? You never get any result. Understand, na? So now this situation I need to avoid. What I want to do? To avoiding of your exceptions in Java, .NET, Python, we are using what now? Handling methods. Which methods? Handling methods. Generally in .NET and Java, you people are using, there are two types of handling methods mostly we are using. What is this? Try method, and we are putting some lines of code in this. And the next one is what now? Catch method. And here also we are putting some lines of code. Okay, na? So when I return my try catch, and of course you are using a finale method, throw methods, that is a secondary. But main methods are try and catch. So now, okay. So now when I put it try catch, advantage of the programmer what now? Okay, sir, again I have to execute my program as usual. Program execution started with the main method. So execution of over and come back to which block? Try block. Suppose your try block successfully executed, then nothing worry, you will get a logical output. Okay, now no need to go for catch. Catch block, when it will be executed? When in try block, if it is any exceptions are occurred to handling purpose, catch will be executed. Otherwise, catch is dummy actually. If your try logic is correct now, catch is dummy, no need to execute. So now it has happened. This is one scenario. Okay, sir. But second scenario, what it is? First line execute, second line execute, but my problem is occurred which line? Third line. So here exception will be occurred. Then your execution will be stop. Okay, na? Stop. Then what it will do by the help of try and catch? Now immediately your system, what it will do? On which line your exception is occurred, on which line your program execution is stopped, that line, what system will do internally? Skip. That line, what it will do internally? Skip. And skipping your line and giving permission to OS, then OS, next it will be jump to where? Catch. And catch block user-friendly messages, whatever it was given, that user-friendly messages will show as an output. So that means on which line your exception is occurred, that line is a skip. Sometimes you observe in your system, you're doing some work, suddenly one file will come out. We are going to be skip option is there. Yes or no? We are skipping and we are going to forward. Yes or no? Like installation times, some kind of unknown files are suddenly bugs. It's like a bugs like it will come. And they're asking continue or skip. So if it is needed, continue. If it is not needed, skip it. Skip and continue next level. So here also that statement will be skipping. Skipping means the complete that statement will be terminating. That not consider. Your operating system not consider the statement. That left out, then it will go to enter catch block. Catch block statements are executed and giving some output. This is the what the mechanism of try catch. That's why what you have to say, exception handlings are nothing but to avoid abnormal termination. Abnormal termination of the program. What is that? Execution process. This statement you have to tell. But so many people, they're telling exception handling is a mechanism to handle exception. Actually, you didn't cover this topic in Java. Otherwise, no, you are telling like that only. Definitely, sure. Because in every batch, I'm observing now. Sir, what is exception? Exception handling is a technique to handle exception. क्वेश्चन को 3-4 बार बोल रहा है, बस क्वेश्चन को रिपीट कर रहा है, वो आंसर नहीं दे रहा है. ऐसा नो? एक्सेप्शन हैंडलिंग इज अ टेक्निक टू हैंडलिंग एक्सेप्शन. रिवर्स कर रहा है बस. कैसे हो जाएगा यार वो आंसर? कैसे हो जाएगा? इफ यू से दैट आंसर इन फ्रंट ऑफ इंटरव्यू पर्सन, क्या हुआ? exception is handling exception, sir. Huh? ये क्या है? Exception handling exception. Exception handling exception. अरे बहुत बढ़िया बात है. Exception means runtime error. Runtime error handling runtime error. At least some meaningful there, na? And that's why very careful. That's why don't say like that. Compulsory, one word should be used. What is the word? Abnormal termination. That's then only they will catch your point. Okay, na? Otherwise, na, rejected. Okay, abnormal situations. So now this abnormal situations, sir, we are avoiding with the help of handling methods, the try, catch, finale, through, whatever it is. Okay, na? But in our database is quite different, guys. Here we are not having any try catch methods. Instead of try and catch methods, we have a exception class names. Okay, for example, you also have in Java some predefined exception class names are there. What is that? Arithmetic exceptions. Yes or no? Argument null exception, argument out of range exceptions, indexed exceptions. Yes or no? So format exceptions, you have it here. But here, here also same like this, we have some exception classes. With the help of that exception class, I'm going to implement in my program. And once I implement that class name, exception class I'm using, then the exception class related corresponding error, if anything is occurred in the program, that will be automatically handled. Okay, so that's why compared to Java.NET, PLSQL exception handlings are very easy. Here we don't want to write any logic, any nothing. Just we are applying class name. That's it. Even though we are not writing any try block logic, any catch block logic, nothing. We are just applying class name. Okay, na? Then how many classes here they are here observed? Okay, na? Now what do we say? There are two types of okay, exceptions or exception names. Otherwise, exception I will take exceptions in PLSQL. Okay, na? First one we called as here. Predefined exceptions. Okay, na? And the second one is what we called user-defined exceptions. So these are the two types are there. Okay, predefined, user-defined. Predefined exception means what now? These exceptions are inbuilt. Okay, these are system-defined or predefined. So these exceptions are inbuilt. Okay, these exception names are names are inbuilt in Oracle database. For example, what type of sir? Like we have here no underscore data underscore found exception. This is one type of exception name. Okay, na? Otherwise you confuse. Up to here you can take. Next one is what now? Zero underscore divide exception. Okay. Next we have here, okay, 2 underscore many underscore rows exceptions. Okay, now some etc. we have it here. Okay, like invalid cursor exception, cursor already open exception, value underscore error exceptions. So many exception names are available, just like your .NET and Java. Okay, now these are what. But user-defined exceptions means what now? These exceptions or these exception names are created by who? User. So when we will create it means, suppose one exception is occurred in the program. Those exceptions we cannot handle with predefined exception names. If it is not possible or we are not handling, then their user will create its own exception name. Okay, na? And with the own exception name, he can handle his exception which was occurred under program. Okay, na? So that's why user-defined exceptions are called as what now? These exception names are created by who? User to handling, to handling, to handling exceptions in a PLSQL, okay, exceptions in a PLSQL programs. Okay, now that how to create I will show you later. But now first I will show you predefined exception. One of the exception I will show you no data found. Okay, this exception, how it was working, let me come out. So first we will say here, okay, working with the predefined exceptions. Working with the predefined exception. Okay, class names. Okay, one small example I will show you. Observe. What is my example? Now, careful observe. Now, first of all, I want to call my table. This is our table having 14 rows. Okay, now? Now, one small program I'm writing. What is that? Declared v underscore e name varchar2 of some size begin. And after that, we are writing what now? Select e name into v underscore e name from EMP, where EMP number is equals to % of EMP number. Understand na? Then after dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of v underscore e name. And here I'm not using any exception block. Can you remember introduction? PLSQL anonymous blocks are again having 3 blocks: declaration block, execution block, exception block. Can you remember now? So as of now, 2 blocks only I'm using: declaration, execution, but I'm not using any exception block. Okay, up to here what happened you can see. Okay, sir. Now I'm going to execute this program. Okay, what it was asking? Enter your employee number, because employee number is what? Dynamic. So now I entered 7788. 7788 employee is there? Is there in my table? That means a recorder, not founder, founder, found. So found, and to execute that person name, what I'm returning? Scott. That's okay, nothing problem. There is no exception in this. But suppose if RU entered, okay, 1122. Now tell me, 1122 employee ID number is there in my table? No. No means record founder, not founder. Not found. See, exception is occurred. So what is my error? Here observe, this is called a exception error number. This is exception error number. Every exception is having some predefined exception numbers. That is what here. ORA dash 01403. And this is your exception message. That's called which type of exception is raised. In your Java program, if you're writing format exception is raised. Arithmetic exception is raised. And understand or not? So like this, here also which exception is occurred? No data found exception. And no data found exception occurred at which line? Fourth line. Fourth line means data retrieval line. Here it is occurred. So that means on fourth line, your execution will be stopped. That's why this statement is not printed, because here itself my exception is stopping. Yes or no? Stopping. That's why this is not displayed. This is not displayed means I will never get any output. Understand or not? Yes. So this is what it was happened. Now this exception I need to handle. How I need to handle this exception? This exception related exception class is already available. Which class? No underscore data underscore found. Now I want to use this exception class name. With the help of this class name, I can handle my exception which was occurred in my program. How I need to handle? Let me see. Complete one example, observe, then I will give notes. Okay, now? Now what I want to do? As of now, in this program, I'm not using any exception block. Now I'm using declaration block, declaring one variable, execution block, data retrieval, data printed. Up to here, okay. Now I'm adding which block? Exception block. Exception block starts with the exception statement right between. And here I'm saying when this exception block can be activate means whenever no underscore data underscore found. So whenever this exception class related error, what I'm telling, this exception class related error is occurred in my program, then immediately this exception block will be firing or rising no data found exception class. And with the help of this class, I'm going to writing some user friendly message dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of what do you say? Record is not found. Record is not found. Okay. Try again. Understand? Na? Record is not found. Try again. Okay. Try again. Okay. Single quotes. So this is user friendly message. This message, when it will be fire your exception block, when no data found exception class related exception is occurred in the program, then it will be activated. Okay, na? So now rise. Then finally, what do you do? End and execute now. Suppose I can say 7788. Nothing problem. There is no exception. Output is came. But suppose if I enter 1122, founder, not founder. Not found means which is related to this class. That error is belongs to this class only now. Yes. So then immediately it was showing what now? Record is not found. Try again. Below what? PLSQL procedure success. That means previously what I got it here. Previously what I got it here. Error. Can you see error message? Yes. But after exception I'm using, is there any error message? No, everything is a positive message. There is no error. Error is avoided. So that's it in PLSQL. Other than this, you can't go do anything. So understand now? Right down below. First, take this exam. One example you can take for your better to understand. Write this. Right now. and below can write like this: to handle to handle the above exception. Okay, the above exception, then we use a predefined, a predefined exception name is, what is that? No underscore data underscore found. Okay, now, right. Then after I will give a solution. What is the solution for this? Now write down. Okay, completed. Mm. This is one way by using of no data found. Next one, suppose take one more example. In another example, let me see. I'm going to declaring here some variables. So X is number. Now Y is number and Z is also number. Now the begin statement and now X is equals to ampersandage of X. Dynamically, I want to take my X comma Y values. So ampersandage of Y. Then after I said Z is equals to X by Y. Then after dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of Z. And finally end to execute now. So now I'm passing here 10 and Y value 2, 10 by 2, 5. So it will come, there is no exception. But in case if user enter 10 by second value 0, generally in your java.net, it will come what now? Arithmetic exception actually. So here we come out 0 divide exception will come. What is this? Divisor is equals to 0. This is my exception name, exception number, line code and a line number. At which line it was occurred? 8 line. 8 line, you can see what this is. Yes or no? X value 10. 10 by Y. Y value 0. So 8th line, my exception is occurred. Okay, na? So now what I want to do, this divisor is equals to 0 exception I need to avoid. How to avoid, sir? Means that the related exception class I'm using now. So now you can see the same as X, Y, chat, begin, ampersand. Okay, here up to here, same. Then what we need to add here? Exception class. Exception class. Then what is my exception here? 0 underscore. No, class I given na. What is that? Divide. 0 underscore divide exception. If it is related exception is occurred, then what do you want to say? dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of what I want to say here? Second number. Which number? Second number. Okay. Okay, na second number. What do you say? Should not be 0. Second number should not be 0. Now we can go to execute and end. Now 10, 10 by 5, 2 supported, but 10, 10 by 0, second number should not be 0. Okay, na? Right on below. Otherwise, wait, I will write in the notes. Wait. Complete solution. Okay, up to here you can write. Right up to here. To handle the above exception, we have a predefined exception name. Name is, what is this here? 0_divide. And now you have to take solution for this. So what is our solution here? This is same program, just exception block add. Completed. Mm. So these are what now predefined exceptions, how to use in my exception block. and use it, some message, user-friendly message pass. So now get some idea. So I stop it here and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay.